This audio is brought to you by easyhypnosis.ca.
This audio is created to facilitate a brief self-hypnotic process. Please do not listen to it while driving. So now you can find yourself sitting at the table with all your supplies ready to be used. And I don't really know which one you chose for today. Maybe it's paints, maybe pencils, and most probably you have a piece of paper. So I'd like you to just take a look at all those supplies and appreciate that you have all that to work with and to create, that you can use whatever you want in a way that is most appealing to you today. And there is no preconceived idea about what it should look like and what the end result might be. It doesn't really matter if it's beautiful or ugly, because what's important in this is the process. And I'd like you to just relax for a while and just take a deep breath in. Hold your breath for just a couple of moments and then exhale with a long exhalation. And repeat this a few more times. And while you are doing this, I'd like you to close your eyes for just a moment and picture in your mind a calming and relaxing scene. Maybe on a beach where you can stroll for a while and feel your own presence in that scene as if you are there right now, so that you could see what you see and hear what you hear and feel the surface beneath your feet. Knowing that this place is just one of thousands and thousands of places that your mind can create instantly. So that when you open your eyes in just a moment, not yet, you will be able to create something unique and special, something that never was created before, and something that will be created just in a few moments when you open your eyes now. And you have your brushes or your pencils, and you can use them to start to make lines on that paper. And probably you have a slight idea of what you want to draw or paint today. Or maybe you have no idea whatsoever. And it's okay if you just start by light brushes, by light touches, and just continue from there in a way that feels the most natural to you, moving your head, moving your hand in the most comfortable and curious way, as if your hand suddenly had the mind of its own, certain autonomic freedom, so that your hand could move and create something that you probably are not aware of consciously, because it seems to happen all by itself. The process is just so autonomous. It doesn't take any effort. It's just so light. And also unexpected. And probably some of the movements will surprise you. And some of the movements will produce results that are rather unexpected. And it's okay, because there is no rush and there is no pressure. And you can vary the pressure of your brush or your pencil on paper to create even more depth of your drawing here. And each and every movement will allow you to connect to some very powerful internal resources that you have, the resources of creativity, the resources of past experiences, and your ability to create things in a new, unique way, things that have never existed before this very moment. And the most beautiful thing about this, if you think, and the most beautiful thing about this whole process is that you don't have to create anything specific. You don't have to create a certain result here. The only thing is to be taken away by this process and just continue to draw whatever comes to your mind when you think about your goals that you chose for today, for this process, just before starting this activity. And some of those goals might be very far, long-term goals. Some of them might be very close, short-term goals. I don't really know which one you chose for today. I just want you to connect to that goal and think about it for a moment. Let those connections in your mind to just align, to allow yourself to gather all necessary internal strength, to merge all those experiences that are useful together in one, that will allow you to align all the necessary resources for you today, so that your goal starts to materialize, much as your drawing is materializing right now under your hand. It's getting more and more clear, and it's getting maybe more colorful, more visible, and probably you have some idea about what you're drawing, but not necessarily. It's not really necessary to know consciously what this is. Maybe this is a landscape, and landscapes are vast and beautiful and have different moods. Maybe it's a sunny place, or maybe it's a stormy weather. Probably it's some sort of a creature or maybe some flowers, portrait, maybe it's abstract art, which just reminds something else, but not necessarily in a very strict and direct way. Maybe it's just a hint of a presence, of something recognizable, and most probably some symbols will appear for you in this process, symbols that will create for you this special ambience and will allow you to incorporate some very interesting elements in your drawing. Symbols somehow related to your goals and to the whole process of attaining your goals and creating this magnificent picture in your mind's eye first, and then translating this picture onto this physical paper using this physical media. And maybe you will find yourself relaxed and comfortable while you are doing so, knowing that your hand is such a precise tool that has no difficulty whatsoever to translate all those internal images onto paper, and even if they look differently from what your mind's eye created in the first place. Doesn't really matter, because during this translation process some modification might occur, and maybe your hand, having the mind of its own, will create new, amazing, unexpected elements on your picture that you didn't think of, because it's your unconscious that is directing your hand right now, and probably it has some stories to tell and some communication for your conscious mind, some messages. I don't really know. Maybe you will just have the idea of incorporating new elements, of adding new colors, and it will have meaning for your unconscious. As you know, that unconscious is very artistic. It likes symbols, it likes colors, it likes going and expanding everywhere at the same time, as if there were no borders, and you could just go in all directions all at once, creating your very special and unique piece here and now on this flat paper, creating something interesting and unusual, something that has never ever existed before, and something that is related to your goal and related to your internal resources that you have already in you inside to attain that goal in the most ecological way for you and for others. And probably there is a special sense of touch of this material that you have in your hand, the sense of feeling of light pressure on your fingers, and of the texture of this tool that you are holding, that you can concentrate your conscious awareness in. And at some point you will realize that this tool is just moving all by itself, because your hand has the mind of its own, and it's related to your unconscious directly. It is your unconscious that is just flowing into your hand now. All your unconscious is just concentrating its whole intelligence and creativity in your hand that is holding that tool, to allow your hand to move in such a way that this amazing, wonderful expression will be let free, will go places, and you'll have a snapshot of this creativity on your piece of paper. And they say that in our genes we have all the memories about our ancestors. And we are all related if you think about it, which means we all have those memories of all masters, of Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, all the greatest artists of all the time, and we can tap into that ocean of creativity and artistry just by allowing our unconscious to just flow into our arm and our hand to create those images which we'll be able to see later and see the content and the context with new eyes. Just allowing this flow of consciousness to go back and forth to allow you a certain rhythm of movement and a certain strength in your hand to apply on that paper and to produce some very interesting elements out there. Some elements that you didn't think of when you started this exercise, just because this whole process is developing in real time. So you don't really know what it leads to and what the end result will be, but it will be amazing and it will give you some very interesting specific insights about your goal and how to attain it, insights about your internal resources and how to connect with them as you're connecting with them even now. Just allowing this process to unfold as you're breathing in and out, very lightly, effortlessly, allowing yourself to flow with the flow, to breathe with the air, to fly with the emptiness, and to enjoy the energy moving just all around you, creating those images as if they are created all by themselves with the intelligence concentrated in your hand, so that later you could look at them with your conscious eyes and see something interesting in them. Because that's your unconscious that is speaking right now. That's your unconscious that is directing your arm and your hand in a very specific, particular way. And even if the end result is somewhat abstract, it doesn't really matter. Because your mind will find the necessary elements in it, and probably you will find yourself drawing in a very special, new and unknown style for yourself. Very unique and different from what you're used to as an artist. So I'd like you to just enjoy the stillness and develop your elements for now, for some time, listening to this wonderful background natural sound. Just immersing yourself into that gentle background sounds allowing your hand to be as intelligent as it can be. Continuing to draw until you feel like this is completed. For a few more moments, a few more minutes, using all the time that is necessary for you to finish this work and to return to here and now, feeling fully refreshed with new insights and feeling amazing. Just take your time to finish what you are doing and get back to here and now, feeling wonderful.